Welcome to first impression video of Broken Ranks, you cheap bastards. Broken Ranks is free-to-play MMORPG that is successor to Pride of Tern, popular Polish MMORPG. Note that this video is sponsored by White Moon, studio behind Broken Ranks. As always, being sponsored doesn't mean I'll be any less honest or real with you. Haven't played MMORPG since Guild Wars 2 early days, so getting back into one is not easy, especially free-to-play game. I just don't like free-to-play games. Half the time you are drowned in 35 different currencies, taken away from actually playing and enjoying the game, and grind is usually pain in the ass. Some of you already know that I can't stand grinding. It is one of the worst aspects of modern gaming that in most cases serve no purpose but artificially prolong game time while you could have played something better or done something productive in life instead of looking at one ore node if it is going to spawn or not. Now that the intro is out of the way, we can talk about Broken Ranks. Note that this is not review, just first impression video. For proper review I would have to get to max levels, see the end game and experience free-to-play model fully to understand how big of an impact premium currencies have. However, there is no need to play for months in order to recognize some good and bad. There is plenty of both in Broken Ranks. Imagine modern MMOs and how some of them are structured and how genre has evolved. Think about their pros and cons. Well, turn it upside down because most typical bad or mediocre things in MMORPGs are in Broken Ranks great, while most good things you can find in MMOs are bad in Broken Ranks. What I mean by that? In short, most MMOs I have played have bad to mediocre combat. I said most, not all, so quit turning red in the face. It is, however, one of the strongest points in Broken Ranks. Quests and story in most MMOs are shit. There is nothing behind it but irrelevant boredom. In Broken Ranks, it is great. Mechanics of MMOs have evolved, mostly thanks to Guild Wars 2, to suit solo players to a degree and allow meaningful quality of life improvements. While Broken Ranks falls flat on the nose in that department as it is badly outdated. Being old school is not a good thing here, even though some nostalgic MMO players might like that. My honest opinion is that Broken Ranks should have been single-player party-based CRPG. Everything good mentioned are staples of a good CRPG and usually where most MMOs fall flat. They have good base for it. First thing that struck me are isometric perspective and aesthetics. I love it. It is subjective, but isometric and RPG are for me synonymical. Never seen MMORPG with isometric perspective before. I feel right at home with Broken Ranks aesthetics. Then I saw class choice screen and my mouth opened wide like dick is coming in because how good classes looked equipped with high level armor sets. Unfortunately, we are going to look like utter dipshits for most of the game, most likely before experiencing anything remotely cool as that. Unless you pay for skins that cost over 60 euros or dollars. They look great though, but too expensive in my opinion. Never understood Path of Exile type approach where they charge a real life gold bar for one skin. Make it cheaper and people would buy more. I've seen skins I'd gladly buy here, but for 10 to 15 euros or dollars, not 50 or 60. Some of you that know me would be in disbelief because of what I just said. He would buy skins, but he always craps fully on skin DLCs. Yeah, for fully priced games like Monster Hunter for example that gets ported and comes with 500 DLCs and full price. Anyone buying skin DLCs for fully priced games is a bit of a dick. Free-to-play games need to have income from somewhere. Big difference, but usually free-to-play economy is bad for players, which I can't comment for Broken Ranks because of lack of experience. Need to get to end game to get full perspective how it ties to the game. Let's talk combat now. I've never seen anything like it, and I love it. What struck me is how tactical, deep and dynamic combat is. It is a bit of rock paper scissors if I could dumb it down. Player has 5 slots that are completely customizable. There are slotted many abilities, some basic like strike and throw stone which are general skills that each class has, and some class specific. Abilities vary from ranged, melee and mental, so mixing all of it is great, still having fun trying out different combinations to see what works best. Then action points come into play. By assigning action points 12 per round with potentially less or more depending on buffs and debuffs, abilities become active. If multiple action points are assigned to one ability, that ability has more chance to succeed. Everything in broken ranks is chance based, so more action points in ability, more chance to succeed. I don't like, however, that self-buffing abilities can miss. Next to offense, there are three types of defense: melee, ranged and mental. By assigning action points into defense, enemy has less chance to hit you. Here's the kicker. Most classes and enemies have three types of attacks, so we are playing guessing game at all times what is bastard going to do next. Same like the enemy, so you have to mix it up. Remove points from all defenses and go all offense, or go mental with defense with only one attack per round, or support other players by buffing and healing, or debuff enemies while others take care of them. Really good, fun and dynamic system. Non-premium players have 2 tactic presets and premium have access to 4, which helps a lot because in each turn you have only 10 seconds to choose abilities, and to maximize effectiveness, presets should be adjusted frequently during combat. It is enough time if you have an idea what to do. Each ability uses either mana or stamina that is regenerated a bit each round, so going 5 attacks every time in prolonged fight will drain stamina or mana rapidly, which leaves you almost helpless. Think, combine and dominate. Though it is still chance-based game, I feel like game is cheating a bit in a way that players miss way too often with high percentages. Might be wrong, hard to test for that. I was always unlucky in games when it came to chance, so might be just me. Now let's talk a bit about the world and how it is structured. It seems huge upon first glance. Quests are done in a way that there aren't that many, but are quite meaningful and give good amount of experience and gold upon completion. There is a lot of walking from one city or village to another, which can be annoying, but the writing is quite good. First time since Secret World MMO that I am actually reading what is going on. Not only that, but decisions matter from a couple of quests that I have done, and most decisions are not easy. Give you an example of an early quest. Guy wants to sail out in his old days, which would most likely mean his death. His son is trying everything to keep him on land so that they can be real family. Son goes too far, however, and starts scheming to get him to stay. Now player needs to make a decision what to do, and it isn't an easy one. Almost every quest so far had writing that genuinely pulled me in to figure out what is going on with tough decisions at the end. Can't wait to discover more quests to see what bizarre things await. World and its location seem structured really well. Village is right next to the city, mines are seemingly a logical place, forests are full of things to kill. Looking forward to discovering what else is there. Pre-rendered backgrounds work great in my opinion, but it is a bit static. Little things like birds or treetops moving due to wind would add more immersion. Also, a bunch of enemies too near each other makes broken ranks feel like a bit of a mess. Or army of goblins and bandits just standing there outside of village. Patrolling would make more sense to add some dynamic to static background. However, so many enemies are required because of outdated mechanics, which to me is by far weakest part of broken ranks. Why are so many enemies required? Well, boys and girls, it is first come, first serve. Yup, mechanic as old as MMORPGs themselves. Not only that, but there is no shared quest completion as far as I understand. Due to decision making, it makes kinda sense as quests are more single player focused, but there are workarounds through instancing. No shared loot or rewards too. Fought Corvus the Wizard with 3 other people and only I got unique pendant that is worth a lot in early game, while others got diddly squat. I'd be pissed off if I was one of the other party members. While trying to level to unlock new quests, player can do tasks which are usually kill 10 of something. So expect one rat being gangbanged by 20 people waiting in line. Ridiculous. On top of that, if you party up with someone else by joining the fight, kills won't count towards task completion. Only party leader kills count. What the fuck? Mechanics like these should be burned from gaming records forever, so they never reappear again. One thing I'm on the fence about is loot. It is scarce, and I don't know if that is good or bad thing. Bad for player economy, of course, but talking about overall game quality and what it brings and takes away. I can't stand the Neo type loot where you get 67 items by killing a boss and then scroll through them for half an hour. Good thing about scarce loot is that when weapon or armor piece is picked up, you get more familiar with it in a way. Feel kinda proud that in a poor war-torn world you are getting somewhere. No more fighting with broken jug. Got knuckle dusters now. On the other hand, we are fighting weapon and armor wielding enemies whose loot we can't pick up. I guess we could say that their gear is so badly worn out that it isn't even worth it. So when something drops, it is only thing worth picking up. However, I as a player also wear worn out stuff and have weapons made of straw. That is why I'm on the fence. It makes and it doesn't make sense. Blacksmith offers variety of ways handling equipment, like upgrading, melting, merging, recharging and so on. Everything requires specific items, but I haven't had experience with crafting system yet, so can't comment how good or bad it is, and is it free to play friendly or non-friendly. Character progression is tied to managing equipment and upgrading abilities mostly. Attributes are kinda shallow, but at least we have freedom to put points where we want them. Too early to tell if whole system is good or not. With all the good things in broken ranks, there is equivalent of bad ones. Are they fixable though? I believe most are. Game seems highly unfinished at the moment. There isn't even an exit button, so only Alt plus F4 works. It is missing lots of features that are required. Action box doesn't have filters and is usually concealed by floating text. Needs balancing for solo players mainly by reducing pet costs. Only one battle background. Choppy camera. Too many loading screens. No graphic options. Would love to have finishing animations as cool as the one in tutorial where guy gets split in half, cause that was bloody awesome. Have to comment background music though, love it, adds a lot to the game. Strange game this Broken Ranks. I keep coming back for more because of combat and quests, but outdated designs are being a nuisance. Hopefully White Moon keeps working on it, because it definitely has potential. Huge one, but needs a lot more work to reach it. Time will tell, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the description with link to Broken Ranks website where client is downloaded, and Patreon and Subscribestar links with additional content if you want to give more support to this bold bastard. Maybe that way I can get hair back one day.